Welcome to the Apartheid Reality channel. We as humans must recognize that we have built-in biases about what we perceive and want to perceive. Just as one might not want to believe that their spouse is having an affair or that the company they work for is committing fraud, we have biases in how we see and interpret the world around us. Key to all this is how we see ourselves. Most people want to see themselves as okay, as good people, but too often we create a catalogue of criteria for what is good and virtuous, things we can live up to, so that we feel good about ourselves. If you believe in these criteria, you will live up to what you can achieve and feel good about. But, unfortunately, you will end up condemning all else. You will interpret the world around you by this standard. Well, what am I talking about here? Simply put, correct and incorrect popular versions of life. Being politically correct or incorrect. But at some point we must mature past this. Is it true? Is it fair to all? Is it lovely, uplifting and loving? Basically, is it true? There's bad news for everyone going down this path. When we commit to the truth and not popular conceptions, we see an ugly reality of ourselves, society and history. We often avoid this because it creates an identity crisis. If we are personally and as a community in trouble, how do we reform? And what do we reform to? The fear of facing this reality stops most from ever considering it. Here though, gently and lovingly, we embrace it. We accept that we are not what we hold out to the world, but still, we courageously do our best. We embrace the truth with all its agony and irony. This is what divides the world. Those who can accept reality and those who bend it to feel better about themselves. On this channel, we will endeavor to speak openly, honestly, and truthfully about my contentious, yet not so controversial book, In the Name of God. We will explore what it continues to evoke from a bygone era, asking raw questions about ourselves, our positions, and attitudes towards others, our identification and affiliation to racial, cultural, and ethnic groups, and our manipulated view of the world. This manipulation and disinformation, having started in ancient Babylon, unceasingly continues until today in many different guises. It remains ever deceitful, cleverly indoctrinating, beguiling, controlling, directing, molding, and steering the minds and perceptions of people on this planet daily. In short, the history of the world is more and more evidentially a lie, and all the world is really just a stage. I will be doing solo presentations on this channel, but also inviting knowledgeable and awakened guests for open, unrestricted, and painfully truthful panel discussions. We will talk about what we've been exposed to, what we can still expect to happen, and potential solutions to the dire predicament we're facing. This intro video aims to pique your interest and draw you into this ongoing battle between us and the elite puppet masters, who themselves are being controlled. We will briefly pose and set out some wide-ranging but crucially informative red flag topics on this channel. We make a serious attempt here to awaken those of you who are still asleep. For the truly awakened, we hope this channel will stimulate your further questioning, offer evidence to support your new understanding, and provide you with tools to show and inform others in both love and understanding. If you are wondering where we come from, there are really only two options when you boil it all down. Either what you or I personally think is good for ourselves, or you could consider an idea of timeless principles recognized by civilized cultures throughout history. What are the absolute, unchanging principles that do or ought to govern our lives and the world? Other interests before self-interest, justice balanced by grace and mercy, responsibility, not just rights. This invokes the idea of what you would do if you were all-powerful, completely loving, good, and just at the same time. Yes, we consider the world from God's perspective, as much as we can grasp it. Join us on this journey to uncover the truth and awaken to a new understanding. Subscribe to Apartheid Reality and let's explore together.